welcome to another episode of Code Blueprint. I'm so excited, and I guess you're also excited, right? Now, today we're going to be diving into the fascinating intersection of AI and cybersecurity. I'm Gideon, a cybersecurity professional and a cybersecurity mentor at Wecncode. And of course, I'm here to break down the threats, the trends, and how AI is reshaping how we defend the digital spaces.
Thank you very much, Gideon, for that wonderful introduction. I'll be hosting today with Gideon. My name is Ridwan, and I'm your AI guy, a mentor. Of course, we can see the boom of AI revolutionizing every part of our lives. So, as we delve into a lot of AI innovation, how do we secure our software, our system from cyber attack? So, what are those skills that we need to have? What are those techniques that we need to engage in as we develop our tools? That's what we're going to be exploring together today in this podcast. Follow along.
Yeah, thank you for that, Read One. Now, it's no news that cyber threats are evolving faster than ever, right? Hackers are using automation, bots, even AI, artificial intelligence, to breach systems. Now, by default, the traditional security methods we have used prior to this time are no longer able to keep up with this trend and sophisticated technologies, right? So that is where AI comes in. AI comes into the picture. With the concept of
Exa-
AI, we can be able to automate threat detection, predict attacks, and respond in real time.
Yeah, definitely, Gideon. Exactly as you have just pointed out, with the enormous fast-paced development in technology, we have witnessed a very high boom of these tools in our environment. So AI can enhance the and mitigate the excess of security breach with its power of you know harnessing and processing large volume of data. Its ability to process large volume of data will make it possible for us to identify the pattern and detect the pattern of cyber threat faster, quicker, and more efficient than using the traditional approach.
Now, that is very, very much correct, right? And let's not forget, phishing still happens to be one of the biggest cyber threats we've ever faced, even to date, right?
Definitely,
Now, with
definitely.
AI, we can get to analyze email patterns, detect phishing attempts with a higher accuracy than humans. Now, the goal is efficiency. We're looking for effectiveness and efficiency. And with AI, we can get to optimize these tasks better, effectively, and more efficiently than the average human.
That's a very good example you have pointed out there. Um, Having a very good email that will be free from any form of cyber attacks. When you have an email that is compromised, that can have a lot of consequences to our businesses, to our environment, and to our society. So nipping it in the bud with the use of AI is key to the development of our environment and our society at large.
Yeah, thank you for that read one. But then it's important to understand that whatever has benefits or whatever has advantages also have what? Disadvantages. Now,
Definitely,
hackers,
definitely.
of course, make use of AI, right? They use AI for deepfake voice calls, automating password attacks, and even creating AI powered phishing emails. So technically we need AI to fight AI. That's literally very, very crazy. That's something crazy, right? AI battling AI in cybersecurity.
Definitely, the other side that are running this attack also have sophisticated ways of penetrating our walls of security by using AI on their own end to also manipulate our defenses. So, how do we go about this? How do we try to break down their defenses and make sure that our own AI is superior to theirs?
Beautiful question. Now, AI makes use of what we call supervised learning. Now, what exactly supervised learning? It's basically a kind of learning where AI models, right, are trained on known cyber threats. And on the other hand, you've got unsupervised learning, right? Here it helps to identify or detect anomalies, irregularities on its own. And of course, there is reinforcement learning. In reinforcement learning, AI improves the detection methods by learning from past attacks. And that is why AI is a game changer. It doesn't just respond, it learns and it evolves. But it is not perfect, of course, right? False positives are a big challenge, right?
Yeah, definitely. You have actually summed it up. You've just taken the words out of my mouth. As an AI specialist myself, you have broken down most of the most important segmentation of AI and machine learning as a whole. So, using the techniques and the segmentation we have in artificial intelligence, we can also train our system to be able to use the ready-made data using the technique of supervised or unsupervised or the reinforcement learning. Most importantly, reinforcement learning is very robust compared to the other two approaches that we have mentioned. In reinforcement learning, the AI learns on its own by adjusting by adjusting and correcting itself when it encounters problem. It learns from that problem by adjusting itself. So when a problem is encountered, it learns from it, and by learning from it, it's going to be penalized. So coming again to that problem again, it's not going to do the same thing. When you just stand and recognize the pattern that is peculiar to some cyber threat, by evading that the first time, then it's not going to avoid. I mean, do the same mistake coming again or see that kind of threat in future.
Now that was an extensive one. Thank you so much for that, read one. Now I'm pretty sure some of our listeners or most of you might be asking yourselves this question: how do I get started in AI and cybersecurity? How can I begin? I'm a beginner. I'm a newbie. I do not know how to start. How do I navigate this discipline? Now, if you're a student wondering how to break into cybersecurity, it's important for you to know that you have to start with the fundamentals. You have to start with the very basics. Now, what are fundamentals? The fundamentals include networking, you have cryptography, you have ethical hacking, and you have security frameworks, right? And the good news is with internet, right? With the internet, you have a lot of platforms out there where you can get to actually learn all of these things for free, while some offer a paid subscription. We have platforms like TryHackMe, Hack the Boss, and even YouTube tutorials. These are great resources for you to learn.
Thank you for that wonderful, explorative resources you have highlighted for our listeners. On the other hand, as we have highlighted initially, the traditional part of nipping or mitigating cyber threats is not that efficient anymore with the advent of AI. So it's important for you to equip yourself with the latest knowledge in AI and machine learning as a whole. So if you are interested in mitigating the threat with this sophisticated knowledge, then you have to explore AI. Learning AI, you have to start from the basis. The tool or the language that is used to implement AI is Python. Learning Python is important, and that should be your starting point. Of course, AI is built with some model. If you're interested in knowing how, if you're interested in understanding how this model works behind the scene, you can explore some of the mathematics that binds them, calculus, specifically differential calculus, in the independent calculus, statistics, probability, and lots more. Then moving on, you can also explore the different segmentation of AI, like Gideon has explained initially, the supervised learning, where human being must have given the answer to the features to train a model. For instance, when you are talking of the price of a house, for instance, the price of a house is the label or the response variable. Then there will be some features that will make the price of a house high or low. If a house is big, if a house is small, the number of rooms in the house, these are all the features that will determine what price a house will have and the location of that house. So this is an example of supervised learning that we can use to train our model, to supervised learning data that we can use to train our model. On the other hand, we can also explore unsupervised learning, which is human will not give a response or a label to the data before training the model. And of course, several other ones. So equip yourself more. After learning these fundamentals, you have to also learn what we call the packages that are used in implementing machine learning. Scikit learn is used for traditional machine learning. Of course, we are dealing with deep learning. You have to explore the PyTorch, the TensorFlow, and lots more. With all these tools, then you can start implementing some of the spam detection that you'll be encountering when you are dealing with cybersecurity threat. You can start implementing them using what we call supervised learning and using some of the algorithms that we use for supervised learning, like logistic regression, like linear regression, support vector machine, and lot more. So these are just a kind of overview of some of the skills you have to learn when you are entering into the field of AI for the cybersecurity journey. Take it on, Gideon.
Now that is very extremely informative, right? The concept of AI is quite vast and it's not something that can, be summarized within 20 to 30 minutes. It actually encompasses a lot, right? Now,
Yeah.
as my colleague mentioned, or as my co-host mentioned, he talked about projects, right? As you get to learn, you tend to do one or two projects, and that's actually one of the best ways to build your fundamentals. That's one of the best ways to build your foundation. And he also mentioned Python programming. Now, in cybersecurity, Python is a very, very, very important programming language, right? It actually helps automate tasks used for scripting, and advanced professionals or penetration testers or ethical hackers tend to use it a lot to automate tasks, right? So as you tend to learn, as you tend to build your basics, right, it's important you actually work on beginners projects on Python. You could possibly create a Python script that analyzes logs for suspicious activity. Then as you get better, you find a way to integrate AI to detect anomalies automatically. Now the goal is to learn, relearn, and unlearn, because currently we are in the world of AI. A lot of things are changing, and it's actually very important for you to find a way to integrate AI into anything you're doing, specifically cybersecurity.
Let me just buttress your point, Gideon. Learning a skill like coding requires a lot of repetition, spaced repetition, and a kind of regurgitation of the skills over and over again. How do you do that? You do that by engaging in open source projects. You do that by communicating what you have learned, by writing about it in blog, by documenting it, by speaking about it in video, if you have a YouTube channel, for instance. So that's a way to actually reinforce what you have learned in tech skills. Don't forget that practice, it is more important than any theoretical skill that you are learning in tech. So when you are learning tech, have the mindset of space repetition and make sure you have a long-term goal mindset, because everybody learns at different pace. I can learn a particular concept in 3 months. You can have it learned in 1 week or 2 weeks. So when you are learning at your home pace, make sure you are actually sincere with the approach you are using. Are you the type that learn in 1 week? Are you the type that learn in 5 months? Don't be in competition with anybody when you are learning. So make sure you have the principle of repeating what you have learned in different ways. You can repeat by writing about it in blog. You can repeat by teaching people on YouTube. You can repeat by engaging in open source projects. But most importantly, make sure you keep repeating it in different ways. Take it on, Gideon.
Now, still speaking on projects, right? Another way to build your skills is through capture the flag competitions. Very, very important, right? Yeah, there are a lot of challenges related to AI and cybersecurity, like AI, detecting AI generated phishing attacks or cracking AI powered encryptions. You tend to build projects, you further expand your expertise, your experience, your knowledge repository, and also do not forget, you can also tend to come up with a home lab, right, where you set up vulnerable machines by design, see how you can exploit vulnerabilities, see how you can actually exploit them. And as you better do this, or as you get to do this, you better understand how security systems are being designed, how they are being managed, and you tend to understand how you can possibly integrate AI to further automate the tasks.
Thank you very much, my brother. As you can see, that he has actually explained or listed some of the most important projects for cybersecurity experts. As an AI, person, we have our own platform also, where we have the world of competition, the world of projects that we can dabble into and explore. Cargo is a gold mine for AI and ML enthusiasts. So you can see data sets and cybersecurity projects that you can explore there. So in that case, you will equip yourself and grow as a group, not individual learning.
Now, beautiful one, read one. Now, another person or somebody or a listener might be asking, what about certifications? Are there any specific industry recognized specifications as regards to AI and cybersecurity? Well, AI and cybersecurity does not necessarily have specific certifications or dedicated certifications yet, right? But then certifications like CEH, Security Plus, recently started integrating AI and cybersecurity into the curriculum. Because why? They tend to understand that times and seasons are changing, right? There are recent developments, and it's pertinent for every security professional to understand how AI works, because the best form of um, defense is offense, right? If you're going to combat these malicious hackers, you have to understand how they utilize these tools and tend
Yeah,
to do that perfectly.
yeah, definitely. And never underestimate the power of networking. Your network, they say, is your net worth. Let's move on to the next path, which is the career path and future trend in cybersecurity, incorporating AI in it. Gideon.
Now, it's no doubt that cybersecurity jobs are high in demand, right? Or they are in high demand, right?
Yeah,
And you can
yeah.
become a security analyst, penetration tester, incident responder, ethical hacker, name it. But then, if you can add AI skills to your skill set, you can work on AI driven threat intelligence, right? AI driven security automation, or AI research in cybersecurity.
Absolutely, Gideon. As he has listed out, the specialization of AI, take your skill 100 times above and beyond. Because what I noticed is that, Gideon, these AI skills help us to automate the act of detecting cyber threats faster. I think
Exactly.
when I was exploring where the component of AI today, trying to figure out and know the intersection of AI and cybersecurity, they listed some 5 components that AI, integrating AI to cybersecurity, brings to the table. One of it is that it helps detection faster instead of uh, trying to detect the breach in the security with our naked eye. With AI, is going to do it faster and detect it, automatically. Another thing they mentioned is that the prediction of when next, the attacker is possibly going to attack, it can predict it better than what human than ordinary expert. Why? Because they understand the data set, they can read the data set, they can understand the pattern of the data set, and they can quickly detect any anomaly from the data set as quick as possible. And the third, component that AI has brought to cybersecurity is called adaptation. AI help, the cyberspace, or help us, evade or correct any form of anomalies by adapting to any new threat, even the one that it has not seen before, because he has formed a pattern of identifying any form of foreign material in the system. So it adapts quickly. Then, of course, the fourth component they mentioned is automation. With AI, human experts are more relaxed. They are focusing on more pressing issues to tackle than being there every time. So automation is what is key. And finally, the response time is now very fast. With AI in cybersecurity, the response time is as fast as it can be. So in that case, why would you learn AI? Why would you integrate AI in cybersecurity? Why do you think you don't have to adopt that and as early as possible as a specialist in cybersecurity? So it's going to help you in every way possible as you move forward with your career.
Now, that's the future I'm talking about, right? AI will make cybersecurity both easier and harder. AI powered defenses will just keep on getting smarter, but then attackers will also use AI for more sophisticated attacks. We need skilled professionals who can stay ahead of the curve, just like myself and Ridwan, right? And that is where you come in. So you have
Yeah,
to start now. You have to learn. You have to be curious, right? And the best way to get into the field is by building projects, joining cybersecurity communities, and networking with professionals.
photography is a new trend, a new field that is now evolving now. Just some time ago, Google unveil a new quantum machine that is said to break any form of encryption faster. So also learning or exploring the field of quantum cryptography and quantum machine in particular will also equip you as you learn the field of cybersecurity. That quantum machine can make or break your career in future if you don't adopt the mindset of what getting acquainted, trying to explore the field of quantum, technology as early as possible, because that can break a code or an encryption that is supposed to take millions or thousands of years. It can break it within 1 day or 2 days, according to the claim by Google Quantum Machine.
Now, just to add to that, right? Also, in the concept or field of AI, there's an increase in the use of LLMs. Now, what exactly is LLM? LLM stands for large language models, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we have a lot of them. We have ChatGPT, we've got Gemini, Copilot, Meta AI, Claude, and a whole lot, DeepSeek, right? Now, recently, OAPs have been trying to keep up to date with the security trends, and as such, OAPs is known for releasing top 10 vulnerabilities that affect applications. They have for web applications, they have for cloud native applications, they have for mobile applications. Recently, they released for AI powered applications and also LLM security threat. Now, currently in AI, there's something that's booming, which is known as prompt engineering, right? Basically, where you put in some kind of inputs as a concept of generative AI, Gen AI. When you put in some kind of inputs, as some kind of text as inputs, right? And you get text back as output. So it's actually important we learn all of this because the landscape is changing very, very fast, and being adaptable will set you apart.
Definitely, Gideon. That's a very wonderful summarizing point to what we have been discussing since morning. Cybersecurity should not be learned in isolation in this age and time. If you have any cybersecurity experts or newcomers, you have the mindset of integrating the new oil in the market, the new revolution in this century, which is artificial intelligence. Don't forget, AI will not take your job. It is those that have perfected and learned the skill will take your job eventually. So start now before it's too late.
Now, thank you so much for that, Ridwan. And that's a wrap for today, right? We hope this episode gave you a solid starting point for exploring AI in cybersecurity.
Thank you. See you next time. And don't forget to follow us and subscribe to our channel.
Exactly. And remember, the best way to learn is to start, hack, build, and break things ethically, of course. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay safe, stay curious, and keep hacking.